Hi. First of all, best show on television.
All right.
Love it.
Oh, thank you.
2018 is so far away to wait. I think that's one of the things because television is modern television. You have to wait so long for something. Is there any? Can you give us any bit of a preview of? Are they going to make it to where they alluded to them going to? And are our four principals up there going to play scenes together? Are they going to find themselves together, or what?
Do you guys want me to handle this?
Yes.
Yes, they're going to make it. They all have scenes together. They go live on an island. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's going to be great.
No, don't leave the panel early because there's something coming up for you.
But just you.
Just for you, you come backstage and we'll whisper in your ear exactly what's happening.
Next question, please.
This question's for Sarah.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything that you bring from previous roles as Lori and Sarah Schofield that you apply to the your characteristics that you apply?
Both of my arms, both of my ears, nose, head of hair, a neck. I think I was conscious of trying to articulate Katie as different from them in terms of posture, in terms of wardrobe, but also just, Sarah Schofield's an intellectual. She didn't have any kids when this thing started. Lori's a mom. Everything comes from a purely intuitive place. I think Katie's an idealist, and that lives in a different part of your guts and your brains. Not to bring back to The Walking Dead. Yeah, so I mean, yes, but I think I was actually more interested in the differences between them than the overlap. Because, if you keep doing the same thing over and over, you're either going to get bored or you're going to get good at it. And I'm in no danger of being either one of those things yet on Colin.
I want to ask you guys, before we get to the next question, in addition to being a very emotional show, this can be a very physical show. And you guys have to do a lot of running, a lot of fighting, a lot of jumping, a lot of climbing. How do you prepare for that? And I actually want to ask, Peter, I want to ask you first. I'm a big fan of The Americans, and you do a lot of sitting around on that show. This is very different.
Yes, well, the next season of The Americans is I'm going to be more physical than anything I've ever done on television. Yes, yeah, it's
But
very,
I'll
very.
ask all of you guys.
Well, it's a very different experience.
Is it the basketball season?
It is the Americans basketball season. Yes, we play the Russians. I play center.
The Harlem
But
Globetrotters.
I've always kind of nudging Ryan throughout the season. Yeah, give me a gun or let me run around and do something. I'm always in a suit. And I love being in a suit, but it's always a suit. And then there was that episode where I got to roll down a hill and run away from gunshots. And that's just, I'm like a pig in shit when that kind of thing comes on. I also did pull my hamstring right up my ass when on the first rehearsal, I was like, well, I'm going to run like I'm being shot at. And I guess adventure actors.
We stretch hours.
Oh, that's it. See, I didn't know
We
the
stretch
stretch
it.
hours.
Well, that didn't sound right. Never mind.
Yeah, let me ask Josh and Tori, you guys both have a lot of physical stuff to do, especially this season. How do you prepare? Are you prepared? Is this why you got into acting?
No, you know what? It's actually sort of a competition because Josh likes to, always do a little bit more than me. I always like to do a little bit more than him, so it's a constant battle. In between scenes, we're constantly challenging each other. And Sarah's in the middle trying to go, have a brain. And,
I just tell them, girls, you're both pretty.
She does.
It's true. It's true. No, it is extremely physical, and I love that. That's for me. It's the day. It's like, oh, no acting today. I get to go and go wild. But it heals slower. So
There was that one day when we were shooting in the theater in downtown.
Oh, the oneer?
The one shot.
The one or so.
one.
I don't remember which episode number it was, but it's the resistance
12.
goes into, it was 12? So we go in to take out the red hand. By the way, if you haven't seen season 2, you ought to have left 20 minutes ago. So spoiler alert. And it's shot in one continuous take, and I just thought it was an extraordinary piece of
It was great.
filmmaking, TV making. It was really great. We didn't actually film it in one take, and it's probably as exhausted as I've ever been after a day of shooting anything at the end of that day.
Yeah, because each take you have to do all the way
whole thing.
through, and
The whole
if you
thing.
mess it up or Tori messes it up, whatever.
Well, doesn't Tori usually just asks his stunt double to do that stuff, doesn't he? I don't
next
have a
question.
stunt double because I don't need one.
Because
Let's
you don't
get the
do
next
stuff.
question
I'm
over
sorry.
here. Yes, sir.
Will you reveal this season why Will and Broussard were not killed by the drones?
Yes, I absolutely will. Next question, please. Ask me anything after the panel. Next question.
Hi, I'm.
Wait, no, seriously, we're not going to answer that?
Yeah, you're gonna find out. And it's cool.
Oh, we will? Ah, excellent. I want to know
Thanks,
that.
man. I wanted to know too, so thank you for asking. We don't know.
Hi
Yes.
guys, I'm totally geeking out right now. Just my question is for the writers: is Bram gonna have a bigger part because he was such a badass at the end of season 2?
Bram?
Bram.
Yeah, I mean, Bram will definitely be. Bram has a big part in coming up in season 3. Absolutely. I mean, at the core of the show is about this family and can this family survive under this world that's been turned upside down. So, as Sarah said, he's really coming into his own as an actor in a way that's just been awesome to watch, and he's sort of growing up on the show and just doing a great job. So he will definitely be a big part of season 3.
Yeah, I think I think the trick with a character like Bram is we've seen a lot of them, running from cougars in the forest and yelling at their parents. And the trick is always to you want to accurately portray the teenager experience, which is often one of conflict with his parents, but in a way that's, I think, different and unique to the specific world that you're creating as a writer. And we wanted to, the first time you see Bram in the show, in the pilot, is he's going to school and trading, bartering with kids at school for supplies that they need for the family. And we wanted to show this character who's struggling with his opinions and his ideology, but is trying to be a good member of the family and trying to look out for his younger brother and younger sister, and do it in a way that is very specific to a kid living under occupation. And we've always said that the thing that's unique about the Bowman kids in this world is that they're kind of forced to grow up much faster than they would be in a normal society, and like the society that we live in right now. So, Bram's long arc, his series arc, has always been one of those telling the story of a young man who's forced to become an adult much quicker than he otherwise would, and that's going to continue on this season. Alex Newstetter is a terrific actor, and he's tackled everything we've thrown at him, and we have a lot of stuff to throw at him this year.
And I'm sorry, on a broader level, I think it also speaks to the way, your previous question is how did the show reframe itself between season 1 and season 2? And I think a lot of shows might have been tempted to stick with the infidelity metaphor for forever. And ultimately this is a family drama, and it has this great guise of science fiction laid on top of it. But how do you continue to make these characters interesting, and how do you reinvent them as you move forward? And a lot of that has to do with the children. And having a child like Bram who's on the cusp of adulthood is a really powerful tool for taking the show in a different dramatic direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next question, please.
Hi, I just wondered, with Sarah, you had a sister on the show, obviously, and we don't know what's happened with her, and then you guys have had a really dynamic relationship, I guess you would say. So I'm
It was
just
a nice
wondering
euphemism.
if that was been fun for you to act. Do you have any sisters or siblings of your own, or has that been something that you and the actress that was your sister have kind of developed yourselves? Because it's been very powerful.
I mean, Amanda's actually kind of become a sort of surrogate sister. We got real close, real fast. I'm not entirely sure why. I think we just sort of made an intuitive decision to trust each other, which as women in the business can be a little bit like walking off a cliff and hoping that somebody put a mattress at the bottom. But she's a real gem, and she's a sensational actress. I thought she's done such amazing work. It's interesting because I'm biologically an only child. I've got one of those families. I've got like ex-step, current half, whatever. But I was raised an only child. Amanda, I think, is one of 6 or 7. And so I actually leaned on her quite a bit for a sense of the dynamics and of how far you could push the conflict, which I think is pretty far, right? I mean, Katie and Maddie are each other's only family, which means yes, there's all the love and the bond, but there's also, this is the safest person in the world to dump on. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. I mean, I root for Maddie.
I hope we see her next season.
I root for Maddie, and I will always root for Maddie, and I hope we see her next season too.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
We have time for one more question.
No question from the
Love
Bajoran?
the show.
Oh, that's a
I'm
bummer.
sorry? Oh, yep.
We had a
Go ahead.
Bajoran question that was coming, but.
I want to ask the actors first and then the writers. The actors, what do you think the gauntlet does? And for the writers, what does it do?
Great question. I am curious to hear what you guys think the Gauntlet does. I'm also curious to hear, what do you think the aliens are? Are they aliens? Are they AI? Are they robots? What the hell's going on in this show?
Well, having been the only actor, well, no, you guys, I saw a obviously living one, right? I can say pretty clearly and cleanly that I have absolutely no idea. I don't know what they do, and, well, I have some idea what they do.
What would
and
you like it to be?
The Gauntlet? I just, that's such a hard question. I don't know. Tori, what do you think?
Well, we know it controlled a drone, so we know it did that. Outside of that, I have no idea.
Hell, I can't even use this thing. You know, unless that's space technology. But, yeah.
This is the hardest question we've ever had,
That's all I have.
ever on this show,
You're all classically trained improvisers, right?
up to a certain point.
Obviously.
Let me ask you this. We heard that it was total rendition for Los Angeles at the end of season 2. Are we done with Los Angeles? Do you guys think we're going to come back? And if not, where should we go?
Well, there are other colonies that Snyder mentioned, Katie and the Yonk, back in 106. I mean, something that I think happened towards the end of season 2 that was a phenomenal door opener for me was Noah saying, we have a wrap and it's defected. So whatever it is that the Gauntlet does, if there's a way, if there's a breach in their kind of unified front, that gives us an opportunity to exploit that. And I think that gives hope for the resistance and for, for all of us moving forward in the show. Period.
Yeah, you know what? There's this. I have this list of things that you can talk about, you might talk about, but you probably shouldn't talk about.
Yeah.
That falls under the you shouldn't talk about list because it's going to open it up to so many other things. So I'm going to kick that over to Carlton and Ryan and Wes.
Okay, look, fine. We'll answer now. You can take the Gauntlet into a Starbucks and get unlimited purchases.
That's all we're trying to find out.
Pumpkin
Thank you.
It's not that powerful.
No, but you actually, it's funny because from our perspective, we feel like we were answering questions, but this is, as Ryan said earlier, this show of kind of concentric circles. So there always seem to be other questions following those questions, and to me, it's like living in Groundhog Day. I mean, I don't know where this is echoing in some show that I worked on before. But we are actually attempting to answer questions, and honestly, season 3, one of the main things that we've talked a lot about is really explaining more about the world. And season 3, in a lot of ways, is about getting out of the Los Angeles colony and really seeing what's going on out there. And in so doing, I think a lot of questions that you might have about the show will get answered. And Ryan and Wes, who are really spearheading this, the writing as we're getting into the season. I mean, I think that's just been a big goal of ours, is to really define the world a little bit more, so that as we go forward in the show, it's really more about the circumstances, the characters, and we don't want the show to feel frustrating on a mystery level. We want to find that right balance between intrigue, but also give you enough information about the world that you feel like you understand what's going on.
And I think we, as viewers, agree that we're along for the ride, right?
Yeah.
That said, Carlton, you answered a lot of questions in season 2. We got some good closure, luckily not final closure, but we have a lot of questions going into season 3. Is there anything you can tell us about season 3?
Yes. In fact, I think rather than, just telling you, we actually are going to show you a little something that is a part of season 3. It's not, we haven't actually started filming season 3 yet, so don't get your expectations too high, but we do have something that we want to show you from season 3 that should be intriguing. Shall
Let's
we
see it.
roll?
Yeah.
Roll it.
That's neat. That's a location. This was the picture, by the way. This is what they showed. This is the print. Now, this looks to me like some sort of crashed alien ship. Is that accurate?
Yeah. And it's not a rap ship.
It's not a rap ship.
Nope.
And it's not E.T., it's not a crossover.
Well, that'd be really cool, wouldn't it?
That'd be really cool. But people can get this beautiful print, right?
Yes, they can.
So that looked like coordinates up on the screen there, and I hope you guys saw it, and they'll be out on Twitter and stuff. Check #colony, #SDCC, and the first 100 are signed, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so go get them, you guys.
Swag!
Please give a round of applause to all of our panelists. Please give yourselves a round of applause.
Thanks, guys.
And we can't wait for more Colony. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Click left to find out how Josh Holloway celebrates his birthday.
Or just click to the right to watch part 1 of the Colony panel